Hey, it's the middle of October, and in Alabama, we're just now beginning to have a few cooler days. Just now. So I don't decorate for fall until maybe the end of September. Now, you can see this area is in my dining room at the end of the room near my French doors, and that is an old piano that I've had for 30 or more years. I love it. And it does play. But I love the arrangement, except I thought the artwork was too small for the space. So to make it a bigger focal point, I took a piece of this poly shield styrofoam you can get at Lowe's, and I cut it down to the size that I wanted. And I also found 1 yard of 54-inch wide upholstery fabric. All right, I had cut off 3 feet of that styrofoam board, so it's 4 feet wide and 3 feet tall. And in order to put my fabric onto it, I just used my hot glue gun, which, a hot glue gun is temporarily permanent. But you can see I just put a little thin line where the red arrow is, just a thin line, and stuck it down. And then I did the corners like you would do if you're upholstering a seat cover or an ottoman or anything like that. Now I put a little bit of glue to hold it in that position, and decided that I wanted the finished pretty part to be the bottom. Now, nobody's going to see it, but in case you can see around the corners, a little bit, I wanted it to be neat. So that is what I did to make the fold. Now I already did that other side, and now that it's all covered, and I didn't stretch it tight enough to make you wonder whether it was painted, wallpapered, or something else. What I did was I left it just enough loose so that you could see the texture. All right, now I'm going to have to remove everything from up there in order to get up there and do what I got to do. So I've already got a pretty good sized nail in the very middle. Well, wasn't that funny? Excuse me while I dig it out from behind the piano. And I just pressed it onto the wall because I knew that the nail that was already up there, hey, $5, that's a good price for such a cute vintage print, framed print. And I'm going to take a paneling nail. Those are skinny but long enough. Now the walls in my living room and dining room area, some are wood paneling and some are sheetrock, but that wall happens to be wood paneling, and unless you hit a stud, it's kind of infuriating, aggravating to get things to go in at an angle and stay at an angle, unless you use a picture hanger that forces your nail to be at a specific angle. Well, I'm actually allowing the thick styrofoam, because it is about an inch thick, I guess. I'm not sure how thick it is, but it's pretty thick. All right, what I'm doing is I'm finding the center by counting my little squares. And when I get it in the center, I'm just going to go straight through the fabric, straight through the styrofoam, and I'm going to hammer it into the wall because that paneling nail is long enough to do such a thing. And it gives a little, the styrofoam can be pushed in just a little if you want to, and it doesn't affect the look of your fabric because the fabric is not glued anywhere on the front. It's just on there and it's secured on the back. So there was plenty of room for my little wire hanger to hang on the nail. And to me, that gives the effect of a much bigger piece of art. Now my wood boxes, I've had these wood boxes, I've collected them as I have found them in the wild, which is thrift stores and yard sales. And the big pumpkins are faux, and I find that I do better with a collection of faux pumpkins that I have collected over the years. Maybe I might buy 1 or 2 pumpkins every year, every other year, something like that. Oh, that big Canadian goose, that was $6 at a thrift store, if you can believe that. It's solid wood. All right, there's a little bit of faux hydrangeas. Now, when I'm putting things up there, I like to put the bigger elements first and then stand back and see if I like the way the height of all my items is turning out, because I don't want to put too much that will block the view of my artwork, of that framed print, but I do want it to look layered and filled in, and I want to be selective about the color arrangement of the rest of the small pumpkins. And as a maximalist, maybe you will relate to this. I have to say, now's a good time to stop, because I could continually add little things, and I have found that over the season I will actually add a few more little things. I'll add a little bit of this, or a little tiny figure of something, or I'm very likely, if I come across a little tiny vintage figure of a deer or a dog or something, I'll just slip that right into a vignette that's already been done. I can't help myself, I really can't. It gives me great joy to arrange things which tell a story, and in my mind, the wood boxes, the round cheese boxes, or whatever they are, they tell a story of a time that has already passed by, and the old vintage piano reminds me of a time that has already passed by. I was raised by antique collectors. I grew up with antiques in my home, the home we just lived in. Now, where do you put that? I don't know. I'm not sure where it ends up, and I reserve the right forevermore to tweak and and rearrange and substitute and do all kinds of different things just for the fun of it. Oh, you see my gourds? Those are real gourds hanging on that rack to the right that I'm bumping into right there, because I've found another round box and I'm trying to decide whether it would help or hurt to add that to the arrangement. And I pretty much decided that I could leave well enough alone. I don't need another round box. I like the difference in height of the two pumpkins that are on boxes, and then the larger pumpkin between that is not in a box, on a box. So at this point, I kind of walk around and look at it and consider things, and I also have to get a broom and sweep up all the little bits and gibbles, I call them, that have come off of the faux flowers, or the this and that. Oh, I know what it was. It was little bits of fabric and the little dry strings of hot glue. You know how hot glue will make a little spiderweb string. I wanted to get all that swept up. I could have edited that out, but I thought maybe it would encourage, when I see someone else on another YouTube channel, on another video, when I see them doing the in-between parts, it kind of makes me think, okay, I could probably get up and sweep in my house, because I just don't love housework. My mother is such a perfect housekeeper. I don't know what happened to me. I just don't know what happened to me. I didn't inherit that gene. I certainly did inherit all the crafty creative genes and the collecting antiques. I got a double portion of those. All right, the more I look at it, the more I am satisfied with how the fabric panel behind my framed art gives it just enough more dimension that it really adds what I was looking for. And because I'm a maximalist, I also added a fall garland up there. That one I ordered from Temu. I love the different textures, the speckles, and the warty details on that striped pumpkin. and I really do love the subject matter in this. Can you see the people? I think that's so sweet. And I found that in a little thrifted bundle. I don't even know what those are, but they looked like fall colors, so that's why they get to be part of my fall arrangement. And I love the shape of that green. I don't remember where I got that. Walmart has had them. All kinds of places have them. Ross, I found a few of them at Ross. And I really do like, I'm not sure what that's called. It might be called like a willow garland. This arrangement is in my foyer. The rusty fan I found recently. And the books I collect whenever I can find a book that's very, very old. I certainly love to pick one up. And little pumpkins are always fun. You might have noticed recently I found some fabric. Well, I put it over my kitchen window. And recently I thrifted the little short garland that's there in front of my wood tray, and it was only $1. The gourds, I think I got at a thrift store. I like that the wood tray adds interest and texture, but it doesn't ask a lot of your eye. It doesn't have a pattern to it. The goose had a place where the paint had chipped off on its neck, but I just touched that up and it didn't hurt a thing. Do you notice there's a covered bridge in there? And there's also a barn quilt painted on the side of that barn. I love when you can see the old nails still in the old wooden boxes. That little tiny, tiny enamel teacup or teapot. I'm not sure what you would truly use it for, but I found it for $1. My favorite price, $1. And I've still got a spot over to the left that I'll end up hanging a piece of art. You'll see it on a very soon video, a thrift flip video. Here's my new dining room suit that was gifted to me by a sweet friend. China cabinet, a table, and 6 chairs. But you can see I've got a couple of my older chairs still added there. And I decided to put my blue Asiatic pheasants with a lot of my cabbage ware pieces and also pumpkins and fall pheasants and all the fall looking things. I've had the big swan on top. It was $25 and I purchased it from Facebook Marketplace. It is solid wood. I got the turkey this year from Ross. I can't remember if it was 19 or 29. That's a lot, but I've been waiting a long time to find a big enough turkey. And the apples are from Ellijay, Georgia. Joel and Madison went with Madison's family on a day trip and came back with those apples. That is a Flow Blue pitcher that I think I paid $3 for. It has a little hairline crack on the back of it, but I don't care. Now I've opened the doors of the china cabinet so you can see some of my cabbage ware pieces. I wish I had more, but I do not. That's not a bad thing if you have something that you would be able to continue to add to your collection over time. And that little bitty gravy boat might be Flow Blue or it might just be vintage, but I loved the pattern. I got that one in Williamsburg. That one came from a local thrift shop several years ago, and I can't find out any information, but there's two frogs holding up a lily pad, and I love it. The little cabbage bowls came from Cracker Barrel, and if I had realized Cracker Barrel had cabbageware, I would have gone and purchased more of it. That was found at a thrift store. Can't remember what I paid for it, but I love it. Same story with that one. That was this year's fall find, and it had the spoon that came with it. It's small, like gravy boat sized. And that is an actual round ceramic cabbage. I mean, it's just a shelf sitter because it doesn't come apart. It's not a bowl. That little turkey was bright orange when I found it, but you'll see how I changed it to the colors that it now is on the Thrift Flips video coming soon. That is a wicker pumpkin in front of the lady with roses on her head. The pair of lamps I found for $10 each about a month and a half ago, probably. There's another little close-up of the pheasant that is a picture, and it was, I do believe, $1. Some of this is a true preview of the Thrift Flips video because that framed art on the wall in my foyer, that was such a fun project, and I can't wait to show you how I ended up doing the matting for that. And actually how I got the print. You'll find that interesting, I'm sure. And that's another Temu garland. That turkey has a story as well. And it's on my buffet on a little pedestal. And that is all for now. I hope you do enjoy the rest of October and November having your fall things displayed, and that you have time to enjoy every season as it comes, and for all the blessings that God sends your way for every season and every time of your life. Thank you for watching. I love all of you. Thank you for such sweet comments. I enjoy very much interacting with all of you in the comment section. If it's your first time to watch, leave me a comment. I'd like to meet you.